On today's episode, we will be discussing the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. The theory has baffled scientists since its first victim in the late 1800s. The deep, treacherous waters reach an unfathomable depth of 27,500 feet. Don't you find it odd that none of the wreckage from the mysterious disappearances have ever been found? For example, Flight 19. A U.S. naval bomber crew of 5 planes and 14 men suspiciously vanished after a practice mission within the Triangle. It is said that the compasses on the planes were not functioning properly, which led them to getting lost. A signal was sent through the radio of this problem, but nothing else was ever heard from the members of Flight 19 again. Additionally, a rescue plane along with its 13 members disappeared while on a mission to recover the members of Flight 19. No evidence of either of their disappearances have ever been recovered. How could both planes just disappear out of thin air? There has to be something within those dark, treacherous waters that could uncover the truth behind over 70 random disappearances.
Now the question is, where did these ships and planes mysteriously vanish to? The answer? Sea monsters. At first it sounds foolish, but when you really stop and look at the facts and research, it becomes clear. The Devil's Triangle covers 500,000 square miles of ocean, much of it still undiscovered. Statistically, the middle layer and bottom part of the ocean is the least discovered part. Scientists like researcher Jack Williams believes that just about anything could be lurking in these sections of the vast ocean. It has been proven by many sea creatures that large marine animals have both the ferocity and strength to sink a large ship or even pull a plane from the sky. Something hiding in these vast waters has the potential to remain unseen for centuries. Even in the highly technological world we live in, new large creatures are discovered in the ocean every day. So little is known about the ocean. 80% has never been mapped, charted, or even seen by human eyes. So the idea that there just might be a monster capable of sinking ships is not so far-fetched after all.
My name is Paige Turner, and I am a resident expert on all things sea monster. Very shortly, you will see a clip of my own personal encounter with a sea monster that began my journey in this field. It was one of the scariest moments of my life, and I will never forget it. And since then, I have been researching and discovering as much as possible. I still cannot find what I saw that night, but it is my hope to share the truth with the world and end the reign of terror that sea monsters hold on all shipgoers. Like so many others before me in this field, I have wondered, why do we not know of all of the madness going on beneath our seas? I sought out the opinions of people I did not know, people I pulled off of the street. One particularly bright individual who has chosen to remain anonymous had some very intriguing things to say, and I found I must share them.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Nice to be here.
Could you tell us a little bit about your opinion on sea monsters and the government's involvement?
Of course, I will start off by saying, frankly, I thought this was absurd until I saw the studies coming out. Nowadays, there's so much evidence connecting sea monsters to the Bermuda that it would be insane to deny it. I mean, I always thought that sea monsters were the stuff of legends, but I'm seriously rethinking that. As for the government involvement, it's almost too clear. What with all the scandals coming out in the paper, every time I pick up a newspaper, I see something from another government agency covering up investigations and eyewitness reports from the Bermuda. At this point, almost everyone accepts that sea monsters are in the Bermuda. You either believe it or you simply deny science.
As we all know, the government is notorious for hiding things from the public, but the things that they choose to hide is what raises concern. The government has been investigating aliens in secret now for decades. Within the last decade, files named Project Blue Book were released into the National Archives. They contain thousands of investigations that were carried out by the U.S. Air Force on UFOs. There has been a total of 12,618 sightings, and out of this, only 701 of those sightings are still unidentified. Seems a little strange, right? Now, the Office of Special Investigations has over 3 cubic feet in files that has never been anywhere. In case you don't know how much a cubic foot is, 1 cubic foot is approximately 2,000 pages of information. This investigation has lasted from 1947 to 1969, for a total of 22 years. In December of 2017, the public caught wind through a New York Times story that the U.S. government was continuing the program in secret. Another program called the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program has had over $22 million spent over a course of only 4 years. Again, not by surprise, this money was spent by the government in silence. This program was started in 2007 with studying UFOs when UFOs off the coast of California were witnessed by U.S. Air Force pilots. Fortunately, these same pilots were able to document the sightings on video. The Pentagon was said to be investigating whether this could be a threat, where those UFOs have originated from, as well as trying to identify them. Once again, we are told through another New York Times published story in 2012 that they're apparently not continuing the program any longer. Being that the government has managed to keep all this information just on UFOs from us for this long, what is there to say there aren't other strange creatures we share this world with that we may not even know about?